gonna break the news first here. Welcome back, Condors Unleashed, live on Bakersfield.com. We're live on the third floor of the Bakersfield, California. Condors with 2 games this weekend. Friday against San Diego at home, and then Saturday up the 99 against Stockton. The man in our middle, fan of the Oklahoma State Cowboys, Gerry Fleming, also played for, and coached with Michel Therrien. Again, the NHL Network isn't going to have this news because they're always like at least 3 hours behind. But Michel Therrien replaced it. That's bad.
Keep finish your story.
Keep going.
Yeah,
The NHL
awesome.
Network.
I can't wait for you to apply there someday. That's going to go over real well.
It's bad. It's bad. Michel Therrien replaced by Claude Julien. How about that? Goes from the Bruins to the Canadiens mid-season. But Michel, a great coach, a guy that you've spent a lot of time with over the years.
Yeah, I played for Mike for a season and then coached with him for 2 years. Listen, Mike's a great coach, one of the best bench coaches I've ever worked with at making adjustments during the game, seeing what other teams are doing to you. One of the best. Practice is second to none. He's a good man. He's a good coach, and I'm sure he'll end up somewhere pretty soon here, just like Claude. I worked with Claude for a year when we had our affiliation in Tallahassee. Claude was the head coach with the Hamilton Bulldogs at the time, which was the Oilers farm team. And Claude got the job in Montreal from Hamilton. So I think Claude was there for almost 2 years and then went to New Jersey.
Yep.
I think that's the train. And
he's replaced him twice now.
Yeah. It's
weird.
It's kind of bizarre how things work out sometimes or how they play out. But 2 good coaches. Obviously, both teams felt that they needed to make a change for a playoffs, and they did it. So don't expect the unexpected in this business. It's just the way it is. It's the nature of what we do. We understand that going in, and it's unfortunate. It's the crappy side of the business, but it happens all the time.
Could you do that? Could you? You get let go, say in Boston. Could you go coach the Habs right away off that? After you spend, Julien was there for 10 years. In Boston, you kind of maybe get an affinity, obviously, but now it gets picked up in Montreal. Could you do that?
Changes after you get fired, I'm thinking.
I was just about you took the words out of my mouth. I'll tell you what. Listen, he's human before he's above anything else, and there's always a little bit of bitterness there, regardless of how long you've been in a situation like he was in Boston. But when you get an opportunity to coach the Montreal Canadiens or coach any team in the NHL, you jump at the opportunity, and I'm sure. Claude, like I said, is human first and foremost, and his emotions obviously are going to be fired up. He's revved up, and he's excited. That's right. No doubt. Just the way it is.
What you do.
Need a playoff series now.
Who wouldn't? Would you not feel that way? Would you not feel that way? And I'm pretty sure people watching around or people listening would probably feel the same way. So good luck to everybody, and I'm sure, like I said, Mike will land on his feet somewhere. He's a great coach. He's a good man, and good luck to Claude.
We need Boston, Montreal now. It has to happen. It just has to happen.
You're getting
I'm only one fan. We need Oilers Flames.
You're a Condors fan.
Yeah, and the Oilers.
Yeah,
we need Oilers Flames in the playoffs too. That's what we need.
Oh, well, that's what rivalries are. Listen, Coach, anytime you want to come on this show and talk Tallahassee Tiger Sharks, I'm all for it.
Tallahassee Tiger Sharks?
I love that Tallahassee gets the drop in here on the show. It's unexpected.
Tallahassee Tiger Shark.
Yeah. What was that like?
Tallahassee was a wonderful spot. It's a college town. It's a small town.
Right.
The topography of the land is a lot different in northern Florida or the panhandle of Florida than it is in the south. There's some roaming hills, a lot of lakes. Not that there's a lot of lakes in the south, but it's just different. It's a different landscape. It's a different mindset. People have roots there, whereas you get a little further down south, maybe south of Tampa, where there's a lot of people that really weren't born there, raised there, or transients. And you know what? You get a lot of snowbirds. But more and more people are starting to stay down south and establish roots. But Tallahassee, like the Panhandle, is much like southern Georgia or southern Alabama or even southern Mississippi. It's that kind of that mentality of a little laid back and they enjoy life. There's no doubt about it. But typical college town is a great place. We had a lot of fun there.
If you didn't see the ECHL adding Jacksonville as well into the ECHL, so Jacksonville joining.
They would have been in the league when you were there in Tallahassee.
No, they had moved the year before I got to Tallahassee.
Okay.
So, but
the Lizard Kings.
We couldn't practice in Tallahassee because we shared the rink with the basketball team.
Okay.
So we would have to drive to Jacksonville once a week to practice. And
that's
then
not exactly next door.
3 hours. or we had to drive 3 hours to Columbus, practice for 2, getting there. So it was an all-day affair.
Columbus, Georgia.
Columbus, Georgia. And the guys did it. JF, kudos to JF back then. He was my captain. He got guys on board. It was not easy. You go practice, and we had to. There was times where, we didn't have ice for 6 or 7 days, and just unacceptable. So we had to find ice, and guys knew it, and they paid the price, and we drove. We rented vans. We drove there. We practiced. We ate, and we came back. Or we did a lot of spin classes, or we really had to played a lot of ball hockey. There was ways you had to think outside the box to keep guys fresh. So
go gator hunting.
Yeah. No, not quite. So closest I come to gator hunting is watching swamp people.
That used to happen here, actually, too, before the ice center was built. And then the Condors would have to drive like to Simi Valley or to Valencia. It's not exactly 3 hours, but still, that's minor league hockey in untraditional markets. You kind of have to flex and roll a little.
Yeah, exactly. You adapt, you improvise, and you overcome. That's the way you got to do it.
Speaking of getting out of the building, the Condors are out of the building this week because some guy named Blake is in the rotation here this week. Yeah, Blocky.
For those, that's a Key and Peele reference for those of you.
You lost all the Vice, and you're big into the Vice news.
Oh, yeah. I like all that kind of stuff.
Late night Comedy Central.
I watch all that stuff, really. Not all, but I watch a lot of Vice, HBO, all kinds of different news agencies. And
where does Blake Shelton fit on the Gerry Fleming rotation?
In the country music scene, he's pretty high up there. He's in the top 10 for sure. A lot of George Strait, Kenny Chesney, Jamie Johnson.
He likes the grit. He likes the gritty country.
Oak Ridge Boys.
Oak Ridge Boys are in there, yeah. Top 15 for sure. The Allman Brothers.
Marshall Tucker Band.
Marshall Tucker's in there.
Let's not to ruin a good time. Let's talk some Condors here.
Okay, let's do it.
The Condors home on Friday against San Diego, and a good opportunity for the Condors to get right back against San Diego because just from talking with you, not the Condors' best effort on Sunday, looking to get right back against San Diego and give them a little payback here.
Yeah,
Friday.
Definitely. Sometimes it's the way it goes. Last year, I think we had their number. This year, so far, they've gotten our number. But they're a good team. There's no doubt about it. They play a quick game. They move the puck quickly. They skate quickly. They're a crafty team, too. They're stick positioning. So, we have to obviously play better, give ourselves a better chance to see where we're at against one of the top teams in the league. And I'm sure we'll do that on Friday night. I think the guys were a little bit I shouldn't say a little bit, but a lot. They were disappointed with their effort. We're better than that. So the good news is we've got another opportunity on Friday night to go out and prove ourselves.
As a coach, when you see the reaction from the guys post-game, when you see that, this thing didn't go our way, did you like the reaction of the team post-game and how they dealt with Sunday and getting ready for Friday?
Holtzy, listen, I was in the same boat. So, yeah, I wasn't really focused on their reaction. I don't want to be rude or not down your question or anything, but after a loss like that, you're emotional, so you just got to channel yourself, rethink, take the night to sleep. But yeah, you're for lack of a better word, you're pissed off. Yep. There's no doubt about it. You lost. You didn't play well. You were outshot. You were beaten all facets or areas of the game. And these guys, we get paid to play. They get paid to play. So, pride kicks in. You want to be recognized as a good teammate, a hard player, somebody that's hard to play against. And guys didn't feel that after the game on Sunday, and it's a bad feeling as a player. So, like I said, practice was good today. We refocused, recharged. The energy was good. So we get another opportunity on Friday, and I'm sure we'll put a better effort forward.
So I know that there's a lot more that goes into it than this, but I think one of the Condors' biggest problems in their losses is shots. Like, they're not taking shots. You're not getting your opportunities. You're not hitting the net when you do get your chances. When you play against these San Diegos and San Jose's, you're only going to get so many chances. You got to make sure that gets on net, don't you?
Yeah, and their goaltending is good. But here's the deal on shots. If you go back and look at our last 3 games in face-offs over the past 3 games, last game against San Diego, we were 18-42. So we won 18, we lost 42 face-offs.
Not going to win a lot of hockey games like that.
You're not.
It's dreadful.
At the game before, 36-20. So we've got guys that obviously we have one natural centerman, or 2 with Platzer. The other 2 guys are not natural centermen. They're just not. So if you don't have the puck, you're chasing the puck. And a lot of opportunities. The shot volume might have been higher against because we lose face-offs in the offensive zone. You bring the puck, and normally when you shoot the puck, you get the puck right back. If you put a game of hockey in a line like that and you charted the shots throughout the 60 minutes of play or 65 minutes of play, you would see nothing, shot, and then maybe nothing, shot.
Right.
Because normally when you shoot the puck, I think the percentage is somewhere in the high 70s, low 80s about retrieving the puck after you shoot it.
And you get a natural centerman back in Anton Lander
Yeah.
this week. Certainly makes a difference.
Listen, I'm not
circle
making
and-
any excuses here.
No.
Like, we got to be better. We got to be better in a lot of facets of our game right now. We've got a lot of guys. We've had a lot of guys in, out, guys that haven't played. We've got new guys coming in. So, sometimes we forget about how we have to play on a consistent basis. We get away from our systems. Our face-offs start to suffer. Sometimes our special teams are good. Sometimes they're not so good. And that's vindicative of a 500 hockey club. And that's where we're at right now. We're trying to get over that hump. I think we're going to take strides this week in practice to make sure that on Friday we're prepared for a tough San Diego team.
Hey, you mentioned face-offs and Lander coming back. I've seen a lot of centermen in my days. He's got one of the more unique styles in the face-off circle. I mean, he gets down on one knee.
He just started doing that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, excuse me. In Oklahoma, he never did that. When he was up in Edmonton working with Letestu this year and I played with him last year, and Boyd Gordon, is it? Yeah. One of the better face-off guys in the NHL, and that's what he does if you watch him take his face-offs. And I think Anton, and we talked about it, he said leverage, because I feel when you leave your feet, even if it's just for a second, you're at a disadvantage. Like you've compromised, now you can't move, you can't adjust if you do lose that face-off.
Can't take your guy.
Exactly, and a lot of what we do in our system is center on center. So, depending on what other teams do, if they want to draw in the offensive zone or even in the neutral zone, teams run set plays all the time right now. And one of our defenses against a set play is always center on center. And then we make adjustments with the other four guys.
And they always make it harder on centermen now, too, because you can't take your hand off your stick and move the puck back. Used to be able to.
Yeah,
Now?
you're right. Now it's a penalty. And
it's
a
a
lot of guys use that a
Exactly.
lot of times as a strat, and that's why they made it a penalty, just to eliminate that, because guys would come in, you'd hold up, you'd tie, and just spat it down with your hand. So that's why they made that rule change.
Before we let you go, we got one question for you. It is Valentine's
Oh,
Day.
that was really quick.
Yeah.
Like, that just flew
Time
by.
flies when you're
Well,
having
we
fun.
can ask you more, too. We can
sure.
roll on. We got
What do you
Mark
want?
Fain in here, too, as well. Before we do let you go, two questions before I get to my Valentine's Day question. But obviously, a lot of attention has been focused on Jesse Puljujarvi in his last couple of weeks here in Bakersfield. You put him on a line today in practice with Anton Lander, and certainly a veteran presence like that in Anton, you're hoping rubs off on a guy like Jesse and the way Anton brings his work ethic each and every game.
Definitely. You can always see them, Anton talking to Jesse and making him understand that, his play with the puck is never going to be, I don't want to say bad, I don't want to jinx him or anything, but his play with the puck is always going to be elite. He's a smart player. He has exceptionally gifted skills at high speeds. It's his play away from the puck, his straight lines, his angles, his eliminating the circles in his play, playing physical consistently, taking proper angles. Those are the things. And if you really, really think about it, even a high-end skilled guy for, let's say, regulation time, the 60 minutes, the puck might be on his stick 90 seconds. So the other 58 minutes of the game,
Gotta be doing the right
you
thing.
better be, exactly, Kev. You better be doing the right thing. You better be in a good area, because the other four guys, even the goaltender, 5 guys on the ice, are really relying on you to do the right thing when the puck's
And if
not
you're
on your
doing the
stick.
right thing, that 90 seconds could turn into 120 seconds.
Exactly.
It could be the
That's
difference in
right.
a hockey game.
That's right, without a doubt.
And now the final question. Valentine's Day is today, so your favorite chocolate or chocolate bar of all time? I know you don't eat a lot of chocolate because, I mean,
I can eat
The
chocolate.
body is a temple, Gerry.
I can eat chocolate. Chocolate's good for you. Yeah, love
the dark chocolate.
My favorite chocolate bar all time,
Yeah.
O. Henry.
Oh, old
Henry's.
school. I like
Well,
that.
that's
Oh,
off
Henry.
the map.
Yeah, O. Henry.
Wow.
Hands down, O. Henry bar.
Might as
Hands
well,
down.
Bart's
yeah.
yours.
Kit Kat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What
Yeah,
did you do for a Kit Kat?
yeah. I love Kit Kats.
I'm an Almond Joy guy, if anybody cares. I like
Almond Joy's got nuts.
Sometimes you
Mounds
feel like a
don't.
nut.
Yeah, sometimes you
Sometimes
feel like
you
a
don't.
nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Jerry, we
Thanks,
appreciate
guys. Always a
the time.
pleasure.
Kevin
Thank you.
Bartle, Jerry Fleming.
Great.
When we
Thanks,
come
Jerry.
back,
Thanks,
Mark
guys.
Fain will join us. Condors in action this weekend. San Diego at home on Friday, and then in Stockton on Saturday. We'll step out, take a break. Mark Fain will join us when we come back. Condors Unleashed from the Bakersfield, California. Bakersfield.com, My45.